show every day. Every day, everyone. I can't believe I said that, but today's a very special day, and everybody I know is listening to the radio and watching the news and all that stuff. I am excited about bringing on my first guest. I have with me Todd Jarman, and he is the owner of Jarman Insurance. We are live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to share the show later on. Todd, this is your season. Big time.
Yeah, election season.
Election season. Okay, I'm a little tired of election season. It seems like that's been going on for years.
Almost over.
I want you to first talk about you. And, obviously Medicare season is right now. And with insurances, you specialize in Medicare, but you do all sorts of things. I want you to tell everybody first a little bit about you and what makes you different, right?
Yeah, I've been doing this for almost 10 years. Local here in the Valley, born and raised. And basically, I'm licensed in all 50 states. I've worked in all 50 states, pretty much every company you can think of, so I think it kind of sets me apart than most people, and
right there,
able to help out more than usual.
Right, and here's the thing, folks. There's a lot of people that live in dual states, right?
Yeah.
And there you go. You want somebody that can know your state, both of them, dual, wherever you live, that they can help you, and you are the guy to call about that.
I'm the guy.
Exactly. Now, I'm going to give you the information. He's been doing this for 10 years. It is a free service to you. I think a lot of people, when they hear about someone like you, they don't believe that it's too good to be true that it's free.
Oh yeah, happens all the time.
Right.
It's about explaining kind of how it works. Like you paid into your Medicare your whole life, and if anything should be zero cost to you, it should be your Medicare plan. And we're privileged to live in a really good county, like Maricopa County, Pinal, a lot of different counties in Arizona, where the plans don't cost anything. In other parts of the country, like you will be paying a premium. So it's nice to be in this area.
It is nice to be in this area, but more than anything, what's nice is you could have somebody who understands every state in the United States, and that wherever you might travel or be in or live in from one time or another, you can talk to Todd, and this is it's a free service to you. His phone number is 480-255-1076. You can check him out on his website. It's jarmaninsurance.com, and he is nationwide. Let's talk, I know, about Medicare enrollment, and right now what's going on with open enrollment. Mm-hmm. It's a crazy time, but it's a good time for the seniors, especially a lot of people that are listening today with all the election and all the news that's going on. Listen up, everyone, because this is important. You seniors, this is your chance right now to what?
To get a better Medicare plan. There's been some big changes, Part D being the biggest one. There's now a max out-of-pocket of $2,000, which if you're listening and don't know anything about Medicare, I think it's kind of crazy. There's never been a max out-of-pocket like that. It's always been where you can spend quite a bit of money if you have an expensive drug. Mm-hmm. So now it's going to be capped at $2,000, and there's some pros and cons to that, because most people, I think it's like 5% of Medicare beneficiaries ever went past $2,000 on their prescriptions. So the 95% that never did, what's happening to them? Well, they could see rising costs on prescriptions that were probably pretty cheap this year. They might say, I was spending $10 for this drug, now it's $50. Like, what's going on? Things are changing. So this is a really, really good time to look over your Part D, look over your Medicare Advantage, and just say, okay, let's make sure I'm going to be spending as little as possible for next year, and not just assume it's going to be the same.
There were changes.
Yeah.
There are a lot of changes that came about, and you want to know that you can talk to somebody who is experienced. He's experienced in all 50 states, and that he can help you, guide you. It is all about the money. It really, really, truly comes down to your drugs. Mm-hmm. And the money, your drugs, your prescriptions, yeah. and the money. My ex-husband, I'm going to give an example. Just recently, they either changed the medication. I think they changed the medication. Didn't add one. They changed, or maybe they did add one. Mm-hmm. And it was like $1,000 a month. That's a lot of money for a medication.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they try and get it elsewhere, or they go through, those other apps that they have out there.
Go to Canada.
Yeah, exactly. But what are your thoughts about that?
I mean, I've been seeing that ever since I started doing this,
Really?
and it's actually illegal. I found out really, really early on. If you're on a recorded call and you tell someone to go get drugs from Canada, you can lose your license. So
wow, don't do that. Don't say it.
Medicare does not like that.
No.
So whatever you want to do, you can do what you want. But a lot of medications that I saw that were really expensive this year, that someone would get in Canada, it is coming down a little bit, and that's just with time. I've seen drugs go down and down and down. But if you had a drug that's $1,000, you're basically going to pay for that for 2 months, and then you're going to pay nothing. But still, paying that $1,000 and $1,000, a lot of seniors don't really have that money.
Right.
And also a change for this year is now they allow you to do a payment plan on expensive drugs. So if someone did have a really expensive drug like that, they could set up a payment plan for the first time ever.
Wow.
Plans,
That's pretty awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Finally, they're coming around a little bit to help the seniors. That phone number to call them direct, it's 480-255-1076. He works nationwide. It is a free service to you. I think what I love about Todd the most is, first of all, the way you are so passionate about what you do, but also about the fact that he can help anybody in all 50 states. His website is jarmaninsurance.com. So are some plans leaving the counties?
Yeah, there's this is the first year in a long time where I've seen just multiple plans from multiple companies just leave Arizona. Humana's got a bunch, Aetna, United Healthcare, just they're leaving the area. So if someone's already was on that plan, a couple options: either they'll crosswalk, they'll take them from one plan to another one they have, or you just go back to original Medicare. So if you have a plan that's leaving the county, you already got that letter. So you're trying to figure out, okay, well, now the plan's leaving, what do I do? This is a really good time to shop more than any other year. Spend the time, talk to someone like myself, and see what's out there and try to match what you have. Because sometimes you're not going to find the exact same plan, but we want to get close. And we have a lot of competition, like I said, there's something out there for you. Keep your doctors, keep your prescriptions, the benefits you like. There's probably something, you just got to look.
Well, and it's a free service, so it makes sense to speak to somebody local, that's number one, also local, and to have that consultation about your prescriptions. Right now, I think more than anything, that's the area that kind of got the scariest. But definitely, you want to have your own, the doctors that you like, and the only way you're going to find out is really by talking to someone like Todd. A lot of people will go up online, and you might be able to get the information, but it's going to get you even more confused.
Yeah, especially you call the number on the TV. They're not really local. They don't really know the plans. You kind of don't really know what you're going to get.
But there are also the other people. First of all, you just said every plan, you can almost cover anybody with any plan, because you have an affiliate, I guess you call it that, with every single, basically hundreds of them.
Oh yeah, any state, any company. There's some local companies in certain states that only serve one part of a certain state, but every single state we can find something.
So when you hear that, you know that he's going to shop for you the best plan for you. When you go and you call somebody on television, I'm sorry, Joe Namath is not going to be selling you. Number one, he doesn't answer the phone. And number two, they only have usually one carrier that they're working with, and they're going to push you into that.
Yep. Don't
get fooled. You want to make sure you talk to somebody that's local and here. 480-255-1076. It's jarmaninsurance.com. Hang tight. We'll be back in just a minute. Did you like what I did there?
What's that?
Did you like that?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I got to get you up and excited. Life is, happening while you're... What is going on with the back of your glasses? There's those two pieces.
These stupid glasses. I spent $400, and they're separating right there.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Where did you get them?
My friend's eye practice. So I'm gonna go down there and have them.
Oh yeah.
Do some glasses. I just haven't had a chance.
Did you just get those recently?
Yeah, I've had them used for a month.
And they're doing that?
Yeah. This I did, and I super glued it together. Now this one just split the other day.
That's terrible.
Stupid. Yeah. Yeah.
That's really terrible.
Could have bought the same glasses online for like $50. But
They
I'm just
look
glad-
good on you, it's just that they're,
Yeah, I'm glad it's not this side.
looks like a
People see
chicken
that.
thing going, I don't know. It's
But it's just nice seeing stuff. I can read. It's like I have binoculars on. I can see and read stuff. And,
Yeah,
yeah. But I'd be like driving down the freeway and I'm like, I know that's Chrisman, but I can't quite see it.
yeah.
It's like I probably should go see someone.
Yeah.
Again,
And how old are you?
39.
You're 39, things start happening.
Yeah. I think it's from hitting my head, I think.
What did
So
you
I
do?
crashed my mountain bike early this summer. And I'm pretty
I'm
sure
hearing
like
this for the first time. What?
I think I might have had it before, but
Maybe you did have.
I just didn't notice it. But I did notice it was a little blurry, but I was like, okay, concussion, you get blurry vision a little bit.
Did you have a concussion?
Oh yeah, I hit my head. Yeah. I
My
mean, it wasn't like fast, but I just like fell and just
Doesn't
kinda
matter.
hit
You
the
know what
side.
happens to your brain in there?
Oh, yeah, I
Want to
know.
know how I know? My ex-boyfriend, who was driving a Ninja Kawasaki
Yeah.
in Topanga Canyon in California, and it was boom,
Mhm.
boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
At 1 o'clock in the morning, flew off the cliff, no helmet.
What?
Yeah,
What the hell is he doing?
and he didn't die. He didn't
Did
die.
he get brain damage?
He got damaged, but he not bad. They airlifted him out of there,
Oh,
and
the
they.
heck.
Oh yeah, so be careful.
Oh yeah.
I know you do a lot of extreme sports stuff, but you know what?
Try to keep it upright.
I hope you're wearing a helmet now.
Oh yeah, I wear nice helmets, so I don't, yeah.
So welcome back, everyone. I know we've been talking a lot about seniors right now, but we're going to talk a little about people under 65. This is important, and I was just talking about you the other day. My daughter's getting married, so that was kind of neat. So of course, now that we know that we're getting married, maybe she'll get pregnant soon, right? You know. And I was explaining to her, the last time, I think it was the last time that you were on, or the time before,
Yeah.
when you were talking about people and getting insurance on in the marketplace.
Mhm.
First of all, you don't know what you're doing there for sure. Most people don't know what they're doing, and you need someone like Todd to help you, guide you to, because you understand everything, and you'll tell people what the biggest mistake is, and I'm going to tell you that in a minute.
Mhm.
But the reason why I brought it up was because you had mentioned about getting pregnant, and it just said this, what a great wedding present to give to somebody would be your insurance, because you said that you talk to people who are getting married, and you start to say, well, are you planning on having children? Because you said, in some of these places, you gotta have that way before you even get pregnant.
Yeah, I mean, you'll spend a lot of money out of pocket with that if you don't have the right insurance.
If you don't have the right insurance,
Yeah.
and you don't wanna have to spend the money out of pocket, and
Mhm.
this is again where you come in. So let's talk about people under 65 and what you can help, how you can help them.
Yeah, the forgotten class, under 65. Yeah, so basically, if you break it down, there's really two ways of buying insurance if you're under 65. Well, there's three, we'll focus on two. Your employer obviously is one, but say you're 1099. You either buy on the exchange, which is the marketplace, or you go off the exchange. There's two options. If you're going to go on the exchange, it's going to be income-based, and if your income is below a certain level, like your household size, gender, age, all that, you can get help with insurance on that. Well, sometimes people make a little bit too much money for that, and they see the costs, and it's like, well, now what? They basically just think, you know what, I can't afford it, so I'm not going to buy it. I meet people every single day that do that. There's always options off the exchange, bunch of different companies where, you know, things can be very affordable. And you mentioned pregnancies, like I mentioned on your show, like one of the plans that I sell, if someone is pregnant, they pay $250 for the entire pregnancy.
Thank you.
That's it, you know, versus $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a pregnancy. That's, I mean, they almost think it's too good to be true.
Right.
It's like it's right there in the summary event. It's right there. Yeah.
So, but you know what, folks, this is what I love about my show, the information that people hear. And maybe it's you or someone that you know. They need to know about this because you do not want to have to, it's different. It's so different and it changes all of the time.
Mhm.
But to have that conversation with you is fantastic, especially people just getting married, right?
Oh yeah.
Because you know you have a new, probably going to start a family.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of reasons Why? Tell them the number one reason, and I'm remember what you said, that
It's the same.
the number one reason why people who, when they go on the exchange, what biggest mistake they make? Say that for first.
It's probably the income. Make a mistake on income. They overestimate or underestimate their income on the application, and if you underestimate, you could end up paying that money back.
And what about when they choose a plan? What's the biggest mistake that they make?
Probably one that doesn't have their doctor on it.
Here's the one that I remember you also talking about. A lot of people don't realize what they're looking at dollar-wise. And the dollar there, it's not exactly the same, or something like that you had mentioned.
Monthly premium, your deductible, max out of pocket. There's a whole bunch of stuff that people just look at. But the biggest one, I think if people just look at the full monthly premium and they put their incorrect income in there, and I see this a lot too, if someone is working, they're offered insurance from their employer, they're ineligible for a subsidy on the marketplace. So if they go and say, hey, I only make 30 grand a year, well, and they got a big fat subsidy, but if you have an employer that offers it, you just don't want to take it, you're not going to get that. You're going to pay full cost, and if you don't put that in there, well, guess what? You're going to have to pay back.
Oh, right.
You're going to pay back all that money they gave you.
So you have to pay that back.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, people
Yeah.
do make mistakes, and you can talk to somebody here. It's a free service to you to have somebody walk you through the process, especially when you go up onto that exchange. People there get very confused, you know, and the person that's you're talking to, they're selling you, right? A plan. And I think for you, you're not selling anyone anything. You're presenting what the best plans might be, and then they make those choices, but you've already now done the work for them, the homework. Let's talk about that.
So it's like we figured out the subsidy, we figured out what your subsidy is going to be, so here's all the plans. Oh, you want to keep these doctors, oh, your OBGYN, oh, your cardiologist. Okay, well, these are the plans that are going to have those doctors. What about your prescriptions? We narrow those down, say, okay, how much do you want to spend? What do you want your co-pays to be? What do you want your deductibles to be? Your max out of pocket? There's all kinds of things I can't tell you. Yeah, people will say, tell me what the best plan is. I'm like, that's subjective. Like, it's going to be what you feel is the best. Some people may feel more comfortable spending an extra $100 a month to get a little bit lower copay on a specialist. And I might say, you know what? The extra money you're going to spend, I think I just had a client I was explaining this to. Say you spend an extra $100 a month to save $20 on a copay for a specialist. You spent $1,200 for the year to save $20 for a doctor you're seeing twice a year. That doesn't make sense. Like, let's save the money. Yeah, it's a little bit higher, but we got to think long term over the year, saving that money.
So it's really about everybody's story, and everybody's different, right? So when somebody calls you, tell me, do you go to them? Let's talk a little bit about, when someone calls you and what that looks like.
Yeah, so if someone calls me, I'll tell them, hey, what do you prefer? I can come to you, come to me. I work at a primary care clinic a couple of days a week called Oak Street Health. They only see people on Medicare. They're really great. Shout out to them. So I have an office there. They can come to me, but people, they kind of like it if they're like, oh, you can come to me. I'm like, yeah, I'll come to you, and you come sit in their home. You can talk about things more in depth. They can see you. You can show them the stuff, and it's really nice. Like it's one of the things when I left my old job and went independent almost 2 years ago was the ability. Hey, I wanted to go and meet people in their homes, talk to them face to face, and really kind of make that connection.
Right, it is a connection, and when you work with somebody and you got a connection, you're there for life.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to whether it's Medicare or anything about your health insurance, right?
Yep.
When you work with people with health insurance, do you also work nationwide with that as well? Okay, so it doesn't matter. I mean, any kind of health insurance, whether you're Medicare or under 65.
Yep.
And that's awesome.
Yep.
And I think people that, when you start turning my age, like, you're 62 years old, right? And you start getting to be older and older and older and older, one of the things that you start thinking about is either Social Security or Medicare.
Yeah.
Right, retirement a little bit.
I'll tell you mentioned retirement. I feel like one of the most common scenarios I get are people that have already retired, or they can retire, they're still working, but they're only working to keep their health insurance. I see this so often, and it almost kind of angers me. It's like, hey, you've worked your whole life, like you should be enjoying retirement. Oh, well, I can't afford to lose my health insurance. I'm like, let's put you on, let's find you something where you can quit your job, have your health insurance, and go enjoy life.
Yeah, that's really
And
nice.
every single time it's like, oh my God, I never thought I could get insurance like this, and I was going to work for another 10 years. I'm just like, no. If you're worried about retiring and not having insurance, there are options out there we can put you on. Because what happens, they go on the exchange, they see their age and what the full price is. It's really high. They're like, no way I'm spending that money.
Right, and then what happens? They don't realize that money is a different money, right? It's something about that.
Yep.
Honestly, folks, here's what it is all about. You don't know what you don't know. We've been talking about that many times on my show for years and years and years and years. And when you have somebody that does know what they're talking about and can show you how you can, probably even save money, right?
Yep.
And do something that you're going to be covered better.
Most of the time, yeah.
Most of the time, and to have some peace of mind, knowing that you're covered and covered correctly. His phone number is 480-255-1076. He works nationwide, so he can help anybody in any 50 states. That's either for Medicare or not. And his phone number is 480-255-1076. It's JarmanInsurance.com. What would be for you your final words for everybody today?
I would say trying to be stressed out about the election. That's a little hard. But whether you're under 65, over 65, an employer that has employees, you're looking to see, okay, am I spending what I'm supposed to be spending for what I'm getting? Am I spending too much? Are my co-pays too high? It's worth it to check it out and see, because I have no problem telling people, hey, what you have is awesome. You're going to keep it. And people love hearing that. I love telling people that, because it's like, hey, I'm not going to change you to something that's not as good as what you have. So if you got questions, you're curious, hey, if you can do better, give me a call. Doesn't cost you anything, and I'll be honest with you and tell you, what you can improve it.
His phone number is 480-255-1076. What I'm going to say to people right now is life goes on. Whatever happens, you're still going to need insurance, and you're still going to need your Medicare, and you're going to still get those bills in the in the mailbox. So, right now, let's say we talk about people who are on Medicare, this is your season to change and to see if he could save you money on a better plan that you might already be on, or if not, that's okay too.
Yep.
If you're under 65, a lot of people, I don't care, people that have been saying, I can't retire because I have to keep my insurance plan.
Yep.
But guess what? He can help you with that. And baby, you can turn around and retire. Wouldn't you be
Go on
happy
vacation.
to know that? Also, people who are pregnant, they had $250 for a pregnancy the whole time without having to pay all that kind of money. I'm in that, and I can't get pregnant anymore. That number
Let's
is
have some kids.
480-255-1076. It's JarmanInsurance.com.